What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Sporting. Today we take on Atletico Madrid in the Champions League first knockout round first leg, and Rio Ave in the Taca de Portugal semifinal first leg. So, first legs of two competitions I'd like to win. Champions League maybe a little bit more than the Taca de Portugal, but I'd like to win them both. We have reached the end of the transfer window. We're actually getting close to the end of February, and we did do a little bit of transfer business. No players have come in, but we did make a sale. So, like I said, no one's come in. Plazzari, we already knew was going to come in to replace, where is he? Novistich, who left him for Wolves for 45 million dollars. He just made me angry, so I let him go. And Plazzari, I mean, he sold him for 275 and then bought him for 750 not very long afterward. But it's still not a lot of money, and I still really like his attributes, so I think he'd be a useful player to have around the team. But the player we sold, you might see it right there, Stefano Sensi. We've got a profit on him too, which is really nice. 32-year-old, goes to Rapid Vienna, 12 million, could raise up to a 13.5. He plays like 20 games, I think. He's still a really good player. Like, his physicals haven't really dropped off. He's still, kind of in the prime of his career. Really good technicals, really good mentals. But he was just kind of getting a little bit more on the periphery of the team. When we signed him, we were playing a diamond midfield, so we really needed extra midfielders. That's no longer the case. We're only playing three, and really all he was doing was taking away game time from some of our younger players. Like, we've got some young players I want to give game time to, and since he's a guy I trusted, so I would like to give him the opportunities when he wanted, and he was upset. So that was kind of the other motivating factor, was that he's upset, causing a fuss. So I was happy to see him out the door. But him leaving will give us more game time for guys like Guilherme Santos, who hasn't made a lot of appearances so far this season. 9 total appearances, 6 starts, so a decent amount of football, but I'd like to give him more, because he's got a lot of potential. And other guys like Nemanja Anicic, Johannes Larsson. We've got other guys like Ugarte as well who can play there that I'd like to give more game time to than I would Cincy. He's younger, 26 years old. Doesn't have much more potential, I don't think, but he's just younger. That's nice to have more youth around the team. So he's moved on, and we've let a couple other loans go too. Just some guys that I wanted to give first team football to. Riviera being the notable one of the two. He went to Bayer Leverkusen, is being a starter for them. So it's really good to see him get starting minutes in the Bundesliga for a good team in the Bundesliga as well. So yeah, I was happy with that loan signing. We had plenty of left backs at this club, so I didn't really need him. Adelson Suarez being the other guy that went out on loan, just a young winger slash striker that came through the academy. Got a little bit of potential to him, but yeah, I felt like I could loan him out. Didn't really need him, so he's gone out on loan. That's about all the transfer business we did. In terms of the results, we played 3 games. If you watched the end of last episode, you saw the result of one of them. One went really well. The other was more of the same. So first played Moreirense, beat them 3-1, away from home. 2 goals by Bruno Thiago, goal by Thiago Tomas, and they were all headers. So yeah, just work the ball into the box, try to fix our crossing issue, our heading issue. And first game didn't seem to do much, but second game a little bit. 6-0 against Pacos de Ferreira. Gonzalez with the goal, Thiago with a penalty, Sesko got a hat trick, and Ignacio got a goal. We had 2 headed goals in this one, 1 penalty, 3 open play goals though. It was a little promising. I thought, okay, maybe we're figuring something out. Then Maritimo. 0-0. Did you dominate them? Of course we did. 22 shots to 7, 9 shots on target to 2, basically 2 XG, 62% possession, 5 half chances, no goals. And you want to know why? Because most of our shots were headers. Even though I've told the team to work the ball into the box, like 90% of our shots in the box were headers. I don't know what to do. Like, if we look at us, look through our shots in our aerial challenges. Shots that were saved. Let's get this right. Shots that were saved, we had 9 shots saved, and 7 were headers. We had 2 shots, these 2 here by Angel Quintana, that weren't headers, but everything else that was saved was a header. And the shots off target, all again. We had 6 shots off target, 4 were headers. And one of them was outside the box. The other one, pretty tight angle inside the box. Pretty far out, too, for being inside the box. But still, the majority, headers. We did have 7 shots that were blocked that weren't headers, but still, that's far too many headers. Like, I don't understand. And I actually, I wanted to calculate how many crosses we've been putting in. See if it, maybe we're having a bunch of headers, but we're not actually having a lot more crosses or anything like that. It's just kind of coincidence. It's not coincidence. In this 7-game stretch here between Boa Vista and Benfica, before we made the change to work the ball into the box, we averaged 59.71 crosses attempted per match, which is high. In the 3-game stretch after I put work the ball into the box on, we averaged 55.33, which is lower, but basically negligible. 4 less a match. Work the ball into the box, made us cross 4 times less a match, and it's with a smaller sample size, so it's hard to say if, it wouldn't be a little bit higher if we played a few more games. Could have been lower as well, but it's not going to be to levels of like Benfica. I looked at their last 7 matches to see what they average crosses, see if it was actually really significant what we're doing, and seeing if going from 59 to 55 is significant at all. It wasn't. Because Benfica, through their last 7 league games, averaged 32.71. 23 crosses less than we did after working the ball into the box, is what they averaged in their last 7 matches. So I just think the team just doesn't care what I say. They're just going to cross it no matter what I tell them to do. So, yeah, it's so frustrating. I thought work the ball in the box was going to be the fix. We'd, maybe I'd be okay with like 45. We'd like to cross, but still like 45 or so. But 55 is just ridiculous. In fact, we barely went down. So what I've done to try to, it's basically the last thing I can do, try to get them to cross less, is telling basically everyone that can get into a crossing position to specifically cross less often. So both fullbacks are told to cross less. Both wide central midfielders are told to cross less. If I could tell my wide strikers to cross less, I would. But it's not an instruction you actually put on a striker. So if that doesn't do it, literally nothing will. And I just have to relegate myself to being, the manager of a team that only cares about crossing the football. I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to create high-quality chances when all my team wants to do is cross the ball into the box. But speaking of that, that's kind of our game plan for today, though. Against Atletico Madrid, we're going to play this 5 at the back. We get to the tactical meeting and go through all that, apply the opposition instructions. We are playing the 5 at the back today. And it does have hit early crosses on, so we're kind of encouraging crosses, but I think that makes sense against a really good team like Atletico Madrid. Away from home as well. It's going to give us some opportunities that we wouldn't quite get if we try to work the ball into the box against a high-quality team like that. I think, getting crosses in, especially if you've got a 6'5" guy like Sesko in the box, it gives you some advantages. So that's what I'm going to try to do, keep with this tactic. I thought about changing it, but I think it makes sense with the 5 at the back to cross more often. You want to create as many chances as you could against really good teams, because you're not going to get a lot of them. This team has shown they're not clinical. So the lineup we're going for this match, Thiago is going to start at advanced forward next to Sesko. Midfield of Nunez, Polina, and Gonzalez. Digne left back, Gusto right back, Inacio Ruan, Ampadu, Horazo, and net. Basically, the entire first team is available. Daniel Weigl picked up a little bit of a knock a couple days ago. He's out for 3 weeks. Gonzalo Balanta was out on loan, but then he broke his leg, so I brought him back, and he's going to be rehabbing here for a couple of weeks. And that's about it. Everyone else is fit and ready to go, so we've got a strong squad. Don't know what to expect, though. Our form is absolutely dreadful, and we're taking on Atletico Madrid away from home. Everyone expects us to lose, so go out there and prove them wrong. There's no pressure on us today. Our form's been a little shaky recently, and if we don't turn that around, we're going to be out of it before we can bring them back to our place. But it's going to take your best today. I believe you can do it, but you don't just need me to believe in you. You have to believe in yourselves.
It's not the best weather for football out there today. How do you think the conditions will affect your performance?
We're flexible and adaptable, and I expect us to play to our standards.
Where do you need to improve after a disappointing outing against Mourinho last time out?
We need to start putting away our chances. We're creating plenty, but we're not scoring them, and we can't afford to have that happen today.
Do you think the first goal here will be crucial?
We like to play with positivity. Make sure we're giving ourselves the best chance of a win. 37 minutes in, we've had the best of it so far, considerably. I think we have 5 shots, 5 on target. They have 3 shots, 1 on target. But we're not taking advantage of it. That's our problem. We just fail to take advantage of when we have the momentum in these matches, and it always comes back to bite us. Goal kick, though. See if we can find, it's not a deal, but Thiago brings it down. Pretty good goal kick. Poor defending. And Bruno Thiago. Like he's done it all his life. Not like he's a 20-year-old playing the first season Sporting in the Champions League. What a finish that was. And Horazo gets the assist. That's cool. Nice ball over top. Defense does very poorly, you gotta say. Thiago lets it drop. Brings it down with his chest. Little chip over Oblak. And that's not an easy goalkeeper to beat either. That is a ridiculous finish for a young guy. This might be the last highlight of the first half. About 44 minutes in, we're going to start with the ball at least. Sesko's going to be on the ball now. He's going to look for Thiago over the top. Should be getting there, though. The defender does. Doesn't make the mistake this time. Gets to it and looks to clear, but not a good clearance. Mateus Nunes. We're going to go back to him, but again, not a very good ball forward. Oblak pretty comfortably picks this one up. And let's see if he builds from the back. He is going to. He's going to roll it out to Jimenez. Benacer. This might be an Atletico Madrid attack. I thought it was going to be us, but a couple pretty poor balls. Digne does very well to intercept. Now he's got 2 men closing him down. He's got a lot to do. He's getting men in the box, though. Finds Mateus Nunes in a good position. Is he going to go for goal? He is! Oh, nearly curls it into the top corner. And that's going to be how we go into halftime. It's going to be a 1-0 advantage to Sporting, and probably deserved. We've had the much higher XG. We've had plenty of shots. Way more shots on target. Their possession lead is a little bit significant, but I mean, they have 0.2 XG. They have 1 shot on target. They've been doing absolutely nothing with the ball, apparently. They don't even have a half or clear-cut chance. We deserve this. We deserve this so far. We've been the most attacking. We've been the most deadly. And we've got an advantage. Now we need to hold on to it. I don't want to see even a hint of complacency in your performance. You might have had the best of it in the first half, but that has little bearing on this second half. They were happy to sit on the ball and patiently probe in the first, but that's not going to be the case in the second. They're going to have some more urgency. So expect them to attack with numbers. So we need to keep our defense solid. And we have chances on the counterattack. We're going to have openings. We need to take them. First highlight of the second half is going to start with Atletico Madrid. Building up down this left-hand side. Vitinha, the Portuguese midfielder on the ball, is going to find Rodrigo de Paul. He's going to look to find a through ball for Singo, their right back. Wilfried Singo. See if he can put a... Digne with a good but dangerous tackle. Falls to Llorente. Back to Singo. Ball in. Benacer. The first shot of the second half is a goal for Atletico Madrid. I mean, the defending was just non-existent. Probably a word I would use. Digne goes in for the slide tackle. He wins the ball, but they have numbers on this side, so we couldn't get it. And so many numbers in the box, and yet 2 guys completely unmarked. Just the defending. 3 guys marking 1 person. 77th minute. Not a lot has happened in a little bit, but we're going to have a goal kick. Sesko's going to win it. Thiago's going to be through. Can he put another good finish in? He goes around the keeper. Bruno Thiago. He's so good. It's a header on by Benjamin Sesko. Goalkeeper with the hockey assist this time. And we take the lead back. And it's the same man, Bruno Thiago. He was on a 6.8, even with the goal. So he must have been pretty bad recently. But good first touch there. Takes around the keeper pretty simply. And defense doesn't have a chance to get back. Open net. Thiago doesn't miss those. 4 minutes left of added time. I've already made a couple changes to try to hold on to this lead. Eric Dyer's had come in for Polina. He was on a yellow, not playing well. So Dyer came in. And also Franjic came in for Ampadu. He was apprehensive and playing like garbage. So Franjic is in. He is nervous, but I mean, I feel like I'd rather have the nervous guy that's got, not been awful so far than Ampadu, who wants to leave, is throwing a fit. Just get off my pitch. All right, we got 1 change left to make. 4 minutes left. I'll also look to waste time just to try to see this game out. But 4 minutes left. Malo Gusto's pretty tired and hasn't played well, but we don't have a natural right wing back. Nielsen can't play there, and no one else can either. So, be a little bit dangerous playing a guy right wing back that doesn't know the position. Could drop him a little bit deeper, but probably if I made the change, is probably what I would do. And I don't think, even though Lucas Dean is pretty tired and not playing particularly well, Nuno Santos isn't the best defensively. So that's probably not the right call. I could take out Mateus Nunes, bring in somebody in the midfield to provide a little bit something, but I don't know. I feel like fresh legs down the flanks is the best idea, and especially giving in a guy like Lewis Nielsen, who's got some size to him. If we need him to win a header at the back post, he can do it. So I think I'm actually going to make that change. I know Malo Gusto's really good, but he's not having a particularly good game. Nielsen's going to come on, going to go back a little bit deeper. Plays a fullback support, and I don't think there's anything else I really want to change. I mean, I might as well drop Dean. Go to straight back 5. I'm just going to stay on cautious, because I still want to look to counter. If we can end this with a goal, I would like to do that. But I still want to waste time. Stop finishing our goalkeeper distribution, start using tighter marking. We haven't seen a highlight yet. There's 4 minutes left. Hopefully you don't see another one. Please. No highlights, and I'd be very happy. The away win against Atletico Madrid. That is huge. And it was fully deserved. They didn't even deserve their goal. They had 2 shots on target and scored one of them. Possession, they did a little bit worse in that second half. Kind of what I expected. I expected them to push forward a little bit more, and they did. Had a few more shots, but still not anything significant. Actually, less shots than they had in the first half. We only had one more than they did, but we got a goal from it. I'm happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that performance. High XG, plenty of shots on target. It's not easy to do away from home against a team like Atletico Madrid. So this is a very good performance, especially considering our recent form. Everyone thought we'd lose, but we've proven them wrong. Be proud. That was a great result. We've set ourselves up in a very good position when we bring them back to our place. But don't get ahead of yourselves. If we can beat them in their ground, they can beat us in ours. So you're going to have to bring your A game, even with this advantage.
Were you always confident despite moments where it looked far from comfortable?
You can look at the patterns of play and the flow of the contest and see where it's going. I always felt we were in with a chance here.
Did you intend to allow Atletico Madrid quite so much of the ball?
They may have seen more of the ball, but I don't remember our goalkeeper having too many saves to make. Possession's all well and good, but ultimately it's about putting the ball in the back of the net, and we did that today.
Will Bruno Thiago's winner have a galvanizing effect on the team?
That goal will give the team newfound belief and confidence. Apparently we're fortunate to beat Atletico Madrid. I didn't know possession's the only thing that matters, because I'm pretty sure we had more shots on target, and more goals. We were not fortunate, we were the better team. And Thiago was the best player on the pitch. 2 goals, all 5 of his shots he put on target. Very good, Bruno Thiago. Took a little bit of a risk bringing him right back into the first team. He'd been on loan the past couple of years. He'd done well there, but first real taste of European Champions League knockout football at least. And he has taken to it. He's been so good. And he's been something we really needed with Sesko not having the best of seasons in front of goal. Alright, so Rio Ave in 8 days. Obviously against Atletico Madrid, we played in a different style of way than we have been playing in these league matches. What we've had to change everything for. I mean, this is kind of our Champions League against good teams, especially away from home setup, and it did pretty well. But this is the one we really need to get working. We tried to see if we could work the ball into the box to limit crosses. It didn't seem to do anything. Now, this will be the first match since I've told everyone basically to cross less. Let's see if it has an impact. And now it's time to take on Rio Ave. We've got Porto coming up in a few days in the league, and to be honest, I care a lot more about the league than I do the Taca Portugal. So I am going to rotate a little bit. I still would like to at least get to the final and hopefully win it. So I'm going to put some starters out there. Sesko's going to start. Gonzalez is going to start. Gusto's going to start. Inacio is going to start. Basically, everyone else is going to be a backup, though. I want some players kind of trusted in the first team, just in case we need them. But some other guys will come in. DK, Oscar Gonzalez, Guilherme Santos, Manuel Ugarte in that central defender role. Bergantia left back. Empadu. And Plazari is going to get, I think, his first start for the club. I think even in his first stint here, he never actually played. No, he played for our B team. He never actually played for our first team. So this is his first actual start, or just appearance in general, for Sporting's first team. If you're like, I could probably give Quintana or Harazo, or even give Harazo a break. So we'll see what Plazaro's got to him. I think it should be good. Looking at his attributes, he should be good. Hopefully that's going to be the case. I want us to win this first leg and take control of the tie. Don't make us have to have everything to do at home. Let's get a good advantage here. And then when they come to our place, all the pressure's going to be on them.
You are unbeaten against Rio Avenue in the last 7 outings. Is that sort of run important, and can you keep it going on Wednesday?
It gives us the confidence to go out there and really take the game to them. They'll be aware of the record too, but they have the pressure of trying to put it to an end.
Do you hope your team can produce today?
I hope for a performance in every match, like everyone else. 14 minutes in, it's been a pretty slow start to the match. A little bit of a kick clash here. Both teams in green. I don't know who thought that up. We're in the darker green, and it's going to be Rio Ave on the attack at first, but we're going to intercept this. Malagusto does well to get there. We don't have Daniel Weigel available for today, which is why I started Malagusto. I probably want him for both matches, this one and the Porto match next, so he probably will be rested, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with resting the players, but I don't want to have to rest every single player on the team just to get my starters playing every single match. Pedro Gonzalez, as I'm talking, Guilherme Santos assists Pedro Gonzalez. Not always the most deadly one-on-one, but he does well to finish it this time. And he played it actually to Gonzalez for the first, or Santos for the first chance, but finds him through. Nice run, nice through ball. Good first touch, opens up his body. Keeper didn't really stand a chance. Good finish. Second highlight's going to be in the 34th minute. It's going to start from a building from the back for Rio Ave. Their goalkeeper's going to make it all the way down the right-hand side until he gets up to their striker. He's going to pull it back to Martins. Look to drive it at defense, but not a... Ooh, I was going to say not a very good ball. Malagusto does not deal with it very well. Now the center back has to close down the guy out wide. He's going to pull it all the way back to Franco. A lot of space down this flank right now. Finds Martins through, and he hits the post. Keeper looked like he dove the wrong way, but it goes out for a goal kick. And the first half is going to end with us up 1-0. I mean, they haven't really done much. That last highlight was the only thing we saw from them, but we only saw the one highlight from us. Fortunately, it ended in a goal. I think we're doing well, but we can definitely find another gear to take charge of this match. I'm happy with the goal, but I think we still could have been a little bit more creative. We need to take some inspiration from our first goal. Play some quick 1-2s and make some good runs through the channels. With the movement of our strikers, those spots are open, and we need to take advantage of it. There's still some more goals in this game for us. 50th minute, looks like Rio Ave are going to try to get it from the back to the front really quick. They're going to run down this left-hand side. Amaral going to pull back to Guga. Look for another pretty direct ball to Martins. He's got a lot to do here. Not much help in the box. Oh, he does find somebody, but he just puts it over. After that last highlight, the game really stalled out. And it looks like there might not be another highlight for the rest of the match. And the game is going to end 1-0 to Sporting. Neither team did a whole lot in that second half. We saw a whole one highlight, and it was a nothing highlight. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to take from that match. We were the better team, for sure, but XG was actually pretty similar. Didn't dominate possession like I'd like. They actually had more creative chances. Let's actually look. Can we look at the analytical data? Let's see. Did we cross the ball, endlessly again? We'll see. All right, let's look at the attack. So we only had 5 shots saved this time. How many of those were headers? 4. 6 shots off target. How many of those were headers? Okay, only looks like 3, I think. So half of our shots on target were headers, and 4 of our 5 shots saved were headers. Our goal obviously wasn't a header. And shots blocked, any of those headers? No. Still more than I'd like. 21 headers won. Most of those, most of those aren't in the box, so we only had, 3, 6, 8 headers won in the box. If you look at crosses, 16 crosses completed. That's a little bit more manageable. We've been having 30 completed and 20 unsuccessful. 16 and 9, that's better. That's progress. I'd like to see us get a few more goals out of it and some better chances, but looks like we're at least starting to cross a little bit less. Hopefully we can use that to, put together some better performances and, be a little bit more clinical, take more of our chances, and create better chances as a whole. Didn't quite do it today, but it's just one game. I'll take that. It's always good to get a result when not playing as well as we know we can. Be prepared for a couple tough practices, though. We've got some big matches coming up, and we're going to have to be better than we were today if we're going to get the result we want in those.
Did you honestly believe you could take advantage of their poor form?
It certainly helps our chances if they're struggling, but we still have to do our part. My players always believe in themselves.
Pedro Gonçalves is outperforming his XG right now. Do you have an opinion about that?
Outliers exist for a reason, and I know his quality. He'll continue to score goals for us at a very respectable rate. 2 away legs, 2 wins. Obviously, I'd like to be a little bit more convincing to make me feel better about this current run of form, but, getting wins against good teams, that's important too. I thought for the most part we played well. We were the better team in both matches, including away against Atletico Madrid, a very good team in the Spanish league. So that's pretty good performances. But we're going to have to keep those performances up, though. Matches aren't getting easier. The next 2 are Porto and Atletico Madrid again. So Porto, a team we kind of need to beat. They're currently ahead of us in the table by 1 point. We're behind Benfica by 6 points now. I think they lost to Vizela, I think it was. Not Tactics, schedule. 5-4 to Vizela. So that's pretty big, but they're still 6 points ahead of us, and they still don't play us or Benfica or us or Porto for the rest of the season. So, yeah, we're still going to have to hope for some of these lower teams to get more wins off of them, which is a lot to ask, but there's still a chance. There's still a chance we can win this league. But we're in a good position to actually qualify for the next round of the Champions League. That's something I'm more focused on, is getting to the final, hopefully, and winning it. And we're that step closer. We got a good win away from home against Atletico Madrid. Now we need to do our job, bringing them back to our place. We were the better team in that first leg. We need to make sure we're still the better team in the home leg. So I'll see you next episode for Porto and Atletico Madrid. Two big matches, looking to keep ourselves in the title race in Liga Portugal, and looking to get back to the Champions League quarterfinals. I'll see you then. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.